Also joining us on this is Dr. Anthony Odo Agbor. Dr. Okay, thanks very much. Dr. Anthony Odo Agbor is in the Department of Sociology of the Federal University, Wukari in Taraba State, a development sociologist. Dr. Agbor's vast experience cuts across areas like social work, security, justice, and social rehabilitation. So it's my pleasure and privilege now to invite Dr. Anthony Odo Agbor to discuss the impact of armed banditry, this time from the perspectives of what it does to families, livelihoods, and human security. Dr. Agbor.
Thank you very much, the moderator. I feel highly honored to be part of this discourse this morning. I bring you greetings from Taraba State in northeast Nigeria. I dare say that this topic is, and we are in a period where we need to continue to talk around these issues to help us have a better understanding of the impact it is having on us as a people and as a country. On this note, I want to thank the keynote speaker for his time and his expressions, which was quite overwhelming. On a light side, I almost wanted to say he has said everything I wanted to say. I'll be talking around the impacts banditry has on family, livelihood, and social. I'll be speaking from an experiential position, not just as a lecturer, but as a territory that is threatened and is, if care is not taken, might go into extinction. As a sociologist, we often argue that society is interactive, and wherefore there is a failure for people to relate with one another, and it results in stagnation. Such a society ceases to function and is considered socially dead. The condition we find ourselves today in Nigeria is precarious, not just a strange issue, but I will say it is an issue that a lot of Nigerians took for granted when it all started. I belong to that banditry, as it is coined. Every other social vices or deviant acts that has been accumulating over time helped in building up to the stage we find ourselves today. Residing in one of the hotspots in northeast Nigeria, I better say the family has been the worst hit in all this. And as sociologists would say, the family is the bedrock for societal development. Wherefore the family is disoriented or disorganized, it means that every other sector of the society will have this functional approach to handling issues. The cases of kidnapping, abduction, killings, maiming, raping, and all the vices associated with these acts has a toll on family life. First and foremost, I lay between the border, I lay within the border between Taraba and Benue states, overlooking Plateau and Adamawa state also. And you realize that about the highest number of displaced persons camp. This morning I was just watching the governor of Benue State talking on one of the IDP camps in Benue, and he was counting over 70 bodies dead. And I ask myself, what more can a family suffer? They've been deprived of their home, deprived of their livelihood. They've been made fugitives in their own community, yet they are not safe. In recent times, my research has also drawn a pointer to the issue of indigent settler dichotomy as one key issue that borders on the rising cases of banditry in Nigeria. The agriculturists or biologists would say it is territorialism, people trying to take over people's property and displacing them. Dare say that the structure of the family in modern day Nigeria is completely unstable. And today we do not talk of family in the sense of communal living, but we discuss family as divided persons or persons attracted together maybe because of their common problem. If you have visited any of these IDP camps, you find out that there are children who don't even know where their parents are. And there are women who don't even know where their children nor their spouse are. And they must carry on with life. To survive under these circumstances mean going the extra mile. And this extra mile also creates a platform for more criminal activities to occur. For instance, these people, in attempt to survive, will have to sell their body. Commercial sex work is in the increase in most of the states with IDPs. Children are being trafficked for sex. The environment is exploded with children hawking on the streets, children out of school, children on the streets. The girl child is threatened because there is no future other than to become a sex tool. To be a man within this environment is to become a soldier. But how can you function as a soldier without a weapon? So technically what I'm trying to say here is that this situation has actually created a catch-22 situation whereby they don't even know do or who to run to. The strength of culture shaping society has been eroded because the custodians of culture overtake the power that be, and societies are being replaced, communities are being replaced by leadership that has nothing to do with the people. So the orientation of the family has been grossly abused to a level that people don't even understand if they are actually Nigerians or they were visitors to Nigeria. On the issue of livelihood, to talk about the issue of food insecurity is to revisit what the keynote speaker had talked about. These states we just mentioned, Benue, Taraba, Plateau, Adamawa, are household names when it comes to food production. But I tell you, since 2013 till date, most of these people can hardly have access to their farmlands, just like the keynote speakers talked about. And the case is celebrating hunger. There is no food, and wherefore the little you see, it becomes very difficult to assess because there is no means of getting the meager sources, meager food that are available. There is high rate of inflation, so bad that even family members steal from each other to survive. We've had cases where brothers steal from brothers and are caught and are treated like criminals. It was meant for survival, not actually that those persons were meant to be criminals. But they had to survive at all costs. And in doing this, they were driven into picking or pilfering from their brothers or sisters. And the society criminalizes this. On the issue of security, within these areas I've mentioned, down to the northwest, up to Kaduna and other areas, down to Zamfara, movements around these areas have been restricted. Back to these houses, you either think of a visual contact or an e-transaction, but physical presence now is a problem. And as Africans, we know that when we meet one-on-one, face-to-face, we handle issues and it gives us results. But in the situation we find ourselves now, people can no longer meet with one another. Friends who are from the north cannot visit their friends in the east. Those in the east cannot go to the north. Those from the west cannot come to the east, and vice versa. The situation has created a stagnation in human mobility and dated a stronger social inequality index, which also tells on not just the family, but on every aspect of society, particularly education, because education is not just limited to itself. There is room for experiential learning. People need to meet others, learn about their culture to improve their own culture. But the situation now has been reduced to such that every day you're secretive on how to open your door. On how to walk on the streets and even how to spend. We have become prisoners in our own country as a result of this menace. And I dare say it is not just, we should also look back. If we have bad leaders in positions or poor leaders in position today, who aided this person's getting into this position? So the orientation we give ourselves at the family level, at the individual level, at the groupthink level, also add value to the impact we create in combating this issue. Like the keynote speaker said, it is not just about carrying arms and attacking them. It is understanding the crux of the matter and nibbing it at its bud. If I must continue, I don't know what to say, but I will tell you this. I was telling the organizer that the program is quite an emotional program because every day you go on air, you don't know how to manage the next time you have out there. We just have to wake up to the reality of reshaping ourselves and telling ourselves the truth if we must continue as a country. The leadership has their weakness, and so also the followership. The family is in distress. Our security is no longer guaranteed. Under the circumstances of COVID-19, the danger that we would have avoided would have been that we enjoy peace within our domain. But even with the pandemic on ground, Nigerians are happy taking the lives of each other under names that cannot be explained for good reasons. Our issue is a deep one. The issue of gender-based violence, the issue of drug abuse, the issue of trafficking for sex, the issue of not knowing what to do to earn a living, the danger of unemployment, and the massive number of youths that are out there that are not engaged contributes to a high level.